Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fourever Rivals for another week of entertainment, knowledge. What else can we say, mate? Everything else. First of all, let's say hi, mate. Lucky Jack is always the first one on and the first one to comment. So, Lucky Jack, you're a star, mate. Hello, how you going, mate? Josh says a hello. How are you, mate? All right, guys, how we going, everyone?
G'day, Rocco. G'day, everyone.
Manny, where are you tonight? All.
What's that, mate?
Where are you tonight, mate? We've got a new location.
No, I'm actually operating at a different studio, and I'll talk about that next week in regards to this new studio that I might be working out of. Can't reveal too much at the moment.
Ooh, maybe a Collingwood podcast there, maybe, eh? Ooh.
It could be. I'm not sure at the moment.
Look at this. Pa, he joined us on the Jumper Punch too. So everyone, welcome. Thanks for everyone for jumping on, mate. We love that you come on and join us on a Wednesday night. First of all, we like to bloody thank. First of all, what are we doing here? First of all, let's do this. Like, share, become a member of the Jumper Punch, just like Tiger Den did last week. We've still got one unknown here, and he's at the bottom right-hand corner. Big fucking tight ass there, bloody
special.
Yeah, you get nothing, right? You get nothing from these people here, mate. The Schnuggets. Remember, actually, we were down there today to have a big interview with a big player, mate. So get ready for that. Not this week, next week. But go down there, try the nuggets. As I said, if you don't want to be eating lips and assholes, man, you go down to Schnitz in Northlands and you get those Schnuggets. You've had the Schnuggets, Manny. How are they?
Absolutely fantastic. Delicious.
Go down there.
Very,
and if you
nice.
remember, you get 25% off, mate. 25% off. And see Gokan, and if you do see Gokan, I'm telling you, he'll fix you up. And look at Quinn there having a bit of a vino.
That's it, mate. You're prepared. You're always going to be prepared for this show.
No, I'm having the short black, so there you go. We're doing it all. All right, so it was a massive week in football. First of all, some of those games, draws, points, mate, you must be absolutely fucking stoked. Mark, hey? Mate, winning that game, I couldn't believe how you beat Port. Like, that was amazing. Like, I never believed that.
We did beat Port.
That's what I thought, because I tuned out like last like 10 seconds, and I was so upset that Essendon won. Like, really, it was devastating. It was bloody devastating. Wait a second, I'm getting some messages here. They're saying that wasn't. Wait, let's see what happened.
The streak to protect. It's a long ball. It'll need further investigation.
Oh my God, I missed that. What happened, mate? What happened? It was over. It was over. One of your Essendon players, he kicked it, but surely, that was touched on the line, wasn't it? Surely, man. You got like 5,000. Wait a second. We've got the video review here. Let's have a bit of a look. Oh, no. What's happened there, mate? What the hell? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Essendon players, and you couldn't touch the ball on the line.
Yeah, the goal umpire got in the way, mate.
Oh, did the goal umpire
get in the way?
He got in the way, and plus the player played on off his mark, so that should have been played on.
Oh, that's okay.
We can all get technical. I don't want to get too technical about it, but look, he played on to get that extra distance.
Let's have since you said that, because we're here at the bloody Fourever Rivals, we've got the visions.
The streak to protect. It's a long ball. It'll need further investigation.
So how was that play on?
Actually, you know what?
He moves
Yeah, no,
slightly
credit.
across the mark.
Manny,
he did.
Manny, I would shut up now because you got
No,
no
no.
idea. Tell me
No,
how
no.
that was play on.
No. I agree there. However,
Wait a
had that
sec.
been
Whoa. What, you agree about what?
the fact that the moment you decide to move across the way he did, that's
No.
technically play on. Am I right or not?
And I'll speak to Quinn about this because he would know more about this because he's more
Uh-huh.
knowledgeable than you two put
Yeah,
together.
Yeah.
You actually can do your natural arc.
Oh, you can. You can do
Buddy
that.
Franklin does that.
You can do your
Buddy
natural
Franklin's
arc.
the
That's
only player that
not a
does it.
play on. That's not a play on because it all happened with Buddy. Buddy, they kind of
Buddy
got
does
into
it all the time. Buddy does it all the time.
No, and that's right. And since the Buddy kind of incidences, you are allowed to do your natural arc. So it's not play on, Mark. So stop
there you go, Mark.
That's been going
Mark,
there for
Mark.
now 5 or 6 years. When you go for your kick, you can do your natural arc, and that was a natural arc there, mate. So
Yeah, Mark.
sorry,
You've got to stop with the excuses, man.
Yeah.
You've got to stop with the excuses, Mark.
It was slightly across the mark. But anyway, look, you can't, regardless of what happened.
It wasn't slightly. We just finished telling
said
you.
Look,
You can
I've
do
got-
your
I've got a-
natural arc, you big
I've got a-
banana.
I've got a philosophy here. We won't get into the segments here, but when the siren goes, could be a talking point next week. When the siren goes, that's it. I reckon there's no kick after the siren. You've got to just play on.
Now that you coming after the siren, there's no.
So he's
kick
taking
after
the mark.
siren,
He's
is
taking
there?
the mark.
That
And
opens up a
he's
can
kicked
of
the
worms
goal
then.
after the siren. So when the siren goes,
Wait
the
a
game
sec,
of football to me
before
is
you
finished.
before you go on, because this is beautiful, man. I'm loving this. Let's go straight into this. Let's just first of all, Mark got some salty excuse. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. All right, the stage is yours. What do you think, Mark?
No, it's not the stage is mine. It's more about, we can change the game a little bit. Yeah, it's all changed to the modernized world. So let's stop this kicking goals or points or whatever after the siren. Yeah.
Why?
Because once the siren to me is gone, it's gone. The game is over. Yeah. We're pretty unique.
Years it's been the same. That
Well,
the ball,
it's got to change.
Once
It
you
can
get the kick,
change.
You can have your kick. You can have your kick. It's always been the same.
He takes a mark. He always got the option of playing on, right? Or he can go back and take his kick, but there's no 30 seconds or whatever. So when the siren goes, to me, that is game over. The game is over. They've won the game after the actual game. All right?
Mark, if Jake Stringer had that free kick and won the game for Essendon, would you be saying the same thing?
After the siren, or
yeah, after you guys won after the siren against Port on the weekend, would you say the same thing?
pretty much, yeah, pretty much I would, because I totally believe that when the siren goes, the game is over. It's finished, mate. How can a team win the game after the siren has been blown? So they've got to make some changes.
The way they've been doing it for the last 150 years. It's like a rule.
Mate. Did we ever used to have to stand on the mark? Now you've got to stand on the mark. Like, 50-minute penalties.
Always stand on the mark.
So,
but
things change. You name me one sport that you can win the game after either it's a buzzer or if it's the umpire saying game's gone. You name me one sport that you can win a game after the siren or once the
one sport that there's a bloke dressed in fucking white that puts out two fingers when we kick a goal. Like, what's that got to do with it?
So we are unique.
It's our sport. It's our sport. Yeah. That's what the rule's been for like 150 years. I think it's one of the unique things about our game is that you can win it after the siren, and because you can still have your kick. Oh, here you go. This bloke reckons NFL. Oh, yes, NFL. 100%. The siren can go and you can continue your play.
Yep.
long
Right.
as you
Continue to
don't
play.
get tackled, as long as
Yes.
as long as you don't get
That's
tackled,
fine.
the play
Once the
stops.
siren goes, it doesn't stop until the ball gets put down or whatever. So that
Well, I'll
could
have to
be,
do some
that
research
could
on
be
that.
5 minutes later if you keep running around.
What about soccer and so forth, and like
What about
basketball?
soccer? What about
Listen. Don't get confused. We're not going to sit here and name 50,000 sports, Mark. The reality is that's the way the game is played. It hurts. It does hurt. It's hard. I mean, it probably brought memories back when Jamie Elliott did that to you guys last year. I'm sorry to say, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? You guys.
It is what it is. But things
NRL,
can change, mate.
apparently,
Look,
yeah,
things can change.
You're making excuses.
apparently the NRL also is after the siren.
That's right. Yeah.
You can continue on until the play ends, such as the ball being tackled,
No,
knocked, or
no.
the ball knocked out of bounds. Yes, that's correct too. So
Yeah.
it's not just one sport. There's a lot of sports.
Yeah, it is. That's right.
Maybe we should change
So, but you know what? It's typical Essendon making excuses.
That is
Isn't it?
the worst excuse I've ever heard in my life, Mark.
Hey,
That's like
siren goes.
Officer,
You've gone to
they're
new
not
The
level.
game is over. That's it.
Officer, they're not my drugs, officer. I don't know whose drugs they are, officer. Just making excuses. Stop making excuses.
Now they're not
Accept it.
bouncing the ball. They're throwing up the ball. Now there's deliberate out of bounds. There's no deliberate out. So just change the rules, mate.
I know,
If it's
but
a siren, the
second,
game is over, mate.
Wait a sec. Why are they changing those rules? See, that's the question you've got to ask. Why are they throwing it up, or why is that?
It's unique.
Yeah.
Our game is unique, right? So it should be bounced.
The reason they've changed those rules is to fasten up the game, and there's always a reason why they've changed those rules, right?
That's right.
What would be the reason to do what you just
To
said?
change that
For
rule?
what
Okay, I'll
reason?
tell you why. So if he's taken a mark and there's 20 seconds to go, right?
Yeah.
That umpire should say to the player, are you having a shot? So therefore, the time clock stops. Shot. And then the ball goes back in the middle, and you've got 20 seconds to reply back and maybe kick a goal.
Why does the time clock stop? Because it's part of your timing that taking that kick.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to refer to. Like, stop the clock. Stop the clock.
Why?
Stop the clock when that. Well, because it's.
But what
it's
about
not,
if he goes for the kick and then he goes to pass it? Because you're allowed to do that. Then you've stopped the clock and you've just like taken a. Huh?
Play on.
Yeah, but then you've stopped the clock for like 15 seconds for no reason. No, you can't do that. Mark, you're not thinking
It gives
straight
the
anymore.
opposition
I
team
think the
an
drugs have
opportunity.
mushed up your brain a bit there, mate.
Look, I think it's fair to say that Essendon put up a good fight. They put up a good fight against a premiership contender. All right, let's not beat around the bush. Port Adelaide is a premiership contender. Essendon did pretty well. My biggest question is, you got so many players sitting, waiting for that kick. Why were they actually sitting where the line is? It doesn't make sense to me. Why wouldn't you sit right back where the fence is and have a couple of these shorter players sitting there and wait for the taller players to sit there and all of a sudden run and jump in the air and try and meet the ball rather than sitting the way you guys are sitting? You know what you guys were doing? You were ball watching. You thought, oh, is that a ball? Or it might be a play.
It was an inexperienced player in Martin that kicked the ball out. But anyway, but to me, I still believe, honestly, if you're going to win a game, don't win it after the siren.
All right, let's have a vote. Let's have a vote.
The siren has gone. The game is over. It's over.
All right. And the vote is... All right, let's have a vote. And it's not a vote about should it or shouldn't. The vote should be, is Mark's brain gone mushy? So my vote is yes. Anyone else for a yes?
Yeah, I think. Think about it, Quinn, mate. You know,
Mark, I tell you what, if kicks after the siren weren't a thing, Richmond would not have Dustin Martin on their list. We beat Melbourne with a kick after the siren, and because of that win, we then secured Dustin Martin at pick 3 that year.
I think
You had to win the game
all our clubs
after
have
the
benefited
siren.
from a kick after the siren. All our clubs have.
So you're not
Hey,
winning the
one
game
stage or
within the
another.
game period. You're
I'm
winning it
requesting an
after.
investigation. I'm requesting an investigation or whether his brain is mushy.
It could be because he's lost the plot. Like Essendon are going downhill. He's losing the plot. All right, let's get into the next subject because really that's a no-brainer, that one there. I don't know what's going on anymore. We have absolutely Apar wants to see the goal.
about
You know
it,
what?
Quinn.
If you hang around, we might be showing that goal on how do you call it? The
Reruns on repeat.
on the repeats. Yeah, we might be just doing that. But anyway, while we're talking about that, right, we had this discussion before the show. The other thing is the draw, right? So if you're talking about that, should there be a draw or should there be extra time? What's everyone's opinion on that?
Well, it's been 150 years, so don't change it.
No. The draw's a draw. The draw's a draw.
Oh, draw's a draw. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I'm.
all right. Put it this way. Let's say, for example, you got someone that decides to say, you know what, bugger it, I'm going to put $1,000 on a draw, right? And all of us ends up being a draw, but then they decide, no draw. It's going to be, let's play the ball for another 5 minutes, and whoever scores first wins. And that person, what do you mean? That's
First
part
of
of
all,
the
Manny,
sport.
and you did say this in our private message, and it shouldn't be. This should not be. Decisions should be made on betting, right? Because it's got nothing to do with betting. It's got nothing to do with advertising. It's about the game, so it's got nothing to do with betting. The second thing is, if that was the case, Manny, there would be a bet that was a draw at the end of normal time. Then there would be another bet on the outcome. So they would work that out. So don't worry about the betting.
Now you're starting to sound like Mark. You want to change the rules. Maybe you're going much.
What are you talking about? Are you fucking listening? Have you got your fucking things on? What did I just say? I've asked the question, which is what we do, right? I haven't said anything. The only thing I've replied to is your stupid comment about letting the betting companies decide how we play the game.
But that's how it works. That's how
No,
it
it's
works.
not,
The companies
man. It's
everything.
got nothing to do with the betting. We're talking about what's best for the game. You're talking about now Betfair, BetStar should fucking decide the rules. Please, man.
They decide who
Shut
scores
up.
the first
We're talking
goal.
about between
They
us.
decide who scores
All right, whatever. We're
goal.
talking about between us. Forget about the betting. Forget about the betting. I don't give a fuck about the betting. All I care about is I'm asking the question.
All right.
The draw. That's all. Don't worry about your fucking $3 bet that you put on.
All right.
All right.
The draw's the draw. It's part of the game.
Okay.
All right. That's it. That's better. That's
We know
better. We don't
We
know
know
that.
that.
I'm asking
We've been
the
talking.
question.
We've been talking about the draw when your team and Quint's team played first up.
That's correct.
And I posed the question then too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said no.
Let's
No
not
draw.
change this.
I'm asking.
Let's
Quinn,
not change this.
Quinn, have a say because Manny's. I think now we've got two mushy brains to the right. I see. Yeah, let's go, Quinny.
It's all that half of the screen. I don't know what's going on.
You, man, it's that half of the fucking side, mate.
I think I've got a pretty good point of view here because Richmond, I think, have drawn that many times in the last 5 or 6 years. It's very frustrating. But no, I don't mind the draw. I think it makes things interesting. You still get your 2 points, so you're not completely disadvantaged. And then come the back end of the season, if you're floating around that 8 mark, it makes things very interesting. So no, I don't mind it. It's a unique part of our game, I think.
That's what they should get rid of. Get rid of those 2 points. You drew. You don't deserve points.
Yes. Yeah.
You win, you get the points. You draw, you don't deserve anything.
But
Why?
that doesn't matter, Manny. What have you done by not giving them points?
That's it. You've achieved nothing.
So,
Yeah.
so it
There's
doesn't
no
matter.
winner or loser.
It doesn't matter.
You're
It
both
doesn't matter
losers.
about the points. Doesn't matter again. It's got nothing to do with the points. It's just with the.
It does.
To me personally, I would love to see, right? Because they do it in the finals.
Yeah.
They do it in the grand final, right? It's not like we don't do it. You say, oh, we beat, but we don't. We don't. We've changed it, right? We've changed it in finals and we changed it in grand finals, right? And to tell you the truth, Manny, you benefited in the 2010 grand final. That was a benefit to you because St Kilda were absolutely like injury prone the week after.
AFL. It was a benefit to AFL, mate. AFL made money the following week.
Yeah, forget about that. But you benefit because they just made it over the line. But that's not the issue. What I'm saying is, to me, I would love to see. When I leave a game, I want a result. And now I love cricket, and you can say then there's no result in cricket. All right, that's another discussion. But in footy, I would love a result at the end of the game. And can you imagine 5 minutes each way, 3 minutes each way, let's say, and then it's still a draw, and then we have a kickoff? How you love soccer? How exciting are penalty kickoffs in finals, Manny?
Disgusting.
You don't like it?
No.
I love. So how would you decide it?
How do you decide it?
Yeah.
You just play your half an hour or whatever you do, and then if there's no result after that, you play another 5 minutes, and then nothing after that. It's just continue like that. I don't. These penalty kicks. I don't like
for like 2 days.
Well, maybe 5 days. I don't know. They've got to change it.
You can't. If you're going to have a result, you've got to be serious about this. If you've got to have a result, you've got to have it in a certain time. I mean, you can't just go, oh, we'll play for the next fucking week. You can't do that, right? So what you've got to do, you've got to have a result. But regardless of that, it's about the draw or non-draw.
I don't like penalties. The draws, get rid of the nobody gets any points. And if when it comes to finals, if it's a draw, play the extra whatever they play. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever they play.
A draw, kick after siren is all about entertainment factor. It makes the game more exciting, more entertaining. That brings more viewers, and that's true. Look, to me, it's not going to happen. But to me, I would love to see a result when I leave. We've all been to draws, except for you, Manny. You don't go to games, but we've all been to draws, right? How when you leave that game, it's just emptiness, isn't it?
Yeah, it's flat.
But you're getting the 2 points. It should be emptiness and no satisfaction. Oh, at least we got 2 points. No, you get nothing. Get over with it. Something's need to change.
Yeah, so there's got to be a result. There's got to be a result.
We're not talking about points, man. Do you just go on your own tantrum? We're talking about should there be a draw or should there be a result? Forget about the 2 points. Stop it with these 2 points. Just stop it.
All right. I'm just saying, this is what I think.
The draw or no draw?
Nah, I don't like the draw.
That's it.
I don't like the draw. And if you do end up with a draw, no points.
Again, with these no points. I swear to God, you fucking lost the plot, man. What about you are a mush brain. More changes in the game, no thanks. And that's fair enough too, you know what I mean?
So Rock, you mentioned a kickoff, Rock. What would, if that happened, what do you want to see them launch it from outside 50? You're going to kick the biggest torp to win the game?
Like, it would be interesting. I think the 50 would be a bit far. I would say like a 40-meter mark, right? And just have exactly like soccer, have 40-meter mark, have 5 kickers, right? And then whoever's got the most score at the end of those 5. Can you imagine you need to kick a goal from 40? It'll be exactly like I know, Mark, you didn't like because it was against you, that kick, right? But we've all been on the other side where our players kicked after the siren, correct?
Correct.
How exciting is that bloody kick, man? Like it's worth the entry fee just to watch that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what footy's about. It's about entertainment.
After the game.
What's that, Mark?
After the game. But anyway.
What's that after the game?
He's bringing back the should end
I
the win
reckon
the game after the
Jimmy,
game.
have the captains duke it out in the centre square. I love that bit, man. I say we should need a little bit of
just no draw. Just get rid of the draw and just again, and the first scorer, whether it's a point or a goal, get over and done with. There's your winner. No,
What do you
no
mean?
penalties.
You're saying no draw now.
So yeah, I've always said that. I said that from the Carlton Richmond game about the draws.
At least I got someone who's bloody listening to me. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
no,
I reckon
get
no
rid of
draw.
draw because the players they play
in the finals, they do it in the grand final, right? I reckon during the season, mate, you play a couple of minutes each way just to make it fair, and then have a shootout, mate. I'm telling you, mate, it'll be
because how many draws do we get per year? There's already been
one,
2.
and we've had 2 this year, so we get like 1 a year, you know. So it wouldn't be a big deal, you know. It wouldn't be a big deal. So, but look,
Hey, Rock.
I don't know.
Like I said, Rock, do you remember that show, mid-2000s, Koutafidis went on? I think it was Australian Gladiator or something like that.
Oh, yeah, he was a gladiator. Yeah.
They had the big sticks that they used to whack each other with. You bring those into the center circle, and the 2 captains go absolutely nuts. Whoever knocks the other one out of the thing last wins.
That's
Not a bad idea.
Make it quick, make it simple.
Ball, right? And you've got to run from the center, and you've got the opposition team with those things, and you've got to hit them as they're trying to run through and kick a goal.
Yeah, British Bulldogs, mate. British Bulldogs.
The British Bulldogs, that was the best, mate. British Bulldogs, mate. When we were kids.
Have you been drinking or you've knocked your head?
When we were kids,
what are you talking about?
Right? When we were kids, British Bulldogs, Mark, you remember this? British Bulldogs, man, he was life and death in the playground. You used to fucking die before you made it to the other end. That was the best, man. I'm telling you, you'd be in the fucking rules committee, mate. We would make it entertaining game.
Were they wrestlers, the British Bulldogs?
It was a game.
They were.
They weren't wrestlers, but it was a game, Manny. People used to play in school where you pretty much be in 2 lines and you just run and crash into each other, essentially.
It pretty much sums up why Mark and Rocco think that way. Boom. Yep. Years later.
Grumpy Manny. No, what Manny's trying to do is be funny, but he's unsuccessful in both things.
If I want to be listen, if I want to be funny, I can be funny. I'm just thinking about this.
Well, you haven't been funny in 16 rounds, so I don't know how you're going to turn that on.
What are you talking about? I don't want to be funny. We're laughing all the way at the moment. We're sitting pretty on top.
Yeah, until you get to finals, you're going to sit pretty on top.
But we'll see.
We'll see. We'll definitely see. We'll get to your game. We were not even up to that because that's the only thing you got. We're talking about one thing. You go to don't give points. You don't know what British Bulldogs are. You haven't been to a game yet. The mannerisms are getting longer and longer, mate. Do you know what? You know what? Fucking. Have you been to the MCG?
I have.
Do you know it's a ground? You know it's one of the best grounds in the world.
It is. It is.
You know what MCC stands for? Manny can't comprehend. That's what it stands for. All right, let's get into the games because you do have to leave early, don't you?
I do, yes. I've got other commitments, unfortunately.
Everyone's sad.
He's going on another show.
At least we'll get some decent conversation when he goes. All right, so let's go to the next one. All right, so first of all, Manny, this has become your little 5 seconds of fame. Here we go. Have a look at this, guys.
All right, we got Collingwood sitting on top as usual. Nothing different about that. We got the Bombers that are pretty much they're going to be out of the 8 after next week. That's for sure. You got
not by your tips.
Tigers are and Carlton though. Look at that. The 2 buddies are sitting there. The 2 buddies that played the first game together are sitting pretty together. You guys are doing okay at the moment. You're doing okay.
Yep, we are doing okay, mate. Let the season play out, Manny. Unlike your March fucking premiers, let the season play out. All right, let's get to the game because we've only got 10 minutes because Manny's got to go and fucking go and have a look. He's got to go and have a look. He fixed the MCG. He fixed the MCGs in Norfolk.
something. Hey, Carlton's starting.
All right. So the first game was Brisbane.
No, don't worry about this game.
134 to 7-11. That sounds very familiar. 7-11.
Where's my Slurpee?
7-11. 7-11. Overpriced convenience store.
I tell you what, that they may as well have been drinking Slurpees out there all night. That was the most useless display of football I've ever seen. I tell you what, I was at my own footy training on Thursday night, and I'm walking off the track, and I thought, geez, I wonder what the scores are. I hope we're still in it. And it was the end of the first quarter, and we're nearly 30 points down. I'm like, oh, you are kidding me. And I rushed home to see an absolute schmozzle of a game. It's there's nothing to even talk about here. We got fucking
it was a tough watch, man. Even as a Fourever rival, it was look, those games happen, but they absolutely. You started okay, and then they just slowly just ground you into the ground, didn't they?
Yeah, it was an onslaught, and we had no answer for it whatsoever. And look, these games happen once in a blue moon. We haven't had a loss this bad since before 2017, so we've had a decent run, but it's hard to watch. It was a painful watch. I watched all 4 quarters, and I wish I didn't watch any of them. So we move on to the tough watch.
Unfortunately, unlike Manny, we actually stay and watch the whole thing, So I would sit there in the rain and watch them fucking lose, and that's what we're there for. But and lucky, like in a way, lucky it was in Brisbane. You didn't have to actually sit there.
That's right. Quinn wasn't at the game, so he just watched it on TV.
Yeah,
that probably worked out better for him. He can walk out of the room, drink some wine, come back in the room, try and recover. Type of thing. Switch TV off, curse, walk away, come back again. So,
I can. Yeah, Mark. Sorry, go, Mark. What was that?
Yeah, so Quinny. So obviously the finals are out of the question. But what are you talking about, mate?
Just a bump in the road, Mark. Don't worry about it, mate.
So as Rexy would say, it's all over.
As long as there's still a mathematical chance. What's that word you like to use, Mark? What's that word you love to use so much? Hope? Was it hope?
Hope. Gotta have hope, mate. Statistically, you can still make the A. But I'm going to start calling you guys the Richmond Eagles from now on.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
I like it. The Richmond Eagles. Hey, I'm getting some private messages here about the MCG. So it was MCC. Manny can't comprehend. MCG, Manny can't go this week. Yes, that's what it's all about. Manny can't go. All right. No. Is Manny trying to get out of organising tipping duties? No. He's given us his tips. So he's given us his tips. So we'll get to that. All right. There was another game. Oh, here we go. This is a fucking shit one. 5-12, 42 to 18, 12, 120. Did you watch the game, Manny?
Flawless. Absolutely flawless.
Did you watch the game?
George Michael was playing that song in the background. Flawless. Absolutely flawless. I think people thought that Collingwood was going to go up there, and that may have been a close game because you yourself said it might be a close game. And I actually
tipped the Suns.
That's right. There you go. You tipped the Suns because you got no idea.
All right. I got no idea. But when we look at our tips, we'll see which one of us has got no idea, Manny. You're that far down. I've even taken you off our little schedule thing.
What are you talking about? I did so well this week.
Yeah, but that's it. You're still like 8 behind, and you're fucking about 12 behind the leader. So you're full of shit. Anyway, did you watch the game? Where did you win it?
We won it everywhere. In the middle.
Where?
In the middle.
What were the stats in the middle for you to win it?
Oh, come on, you're talking about stats. If you've seen the results, you'd realise that.
I saw the results, but I'm just asking. I'm just asking like a simple. I'm just asking a simple like there's Collingwood supporters here who want to know an analyst of the game.
All right. They want it. They want it in the middle. They want it. That the way we pass that ball across, and the way we've got our players that are creating space. If we don't have to. We're not going to kick a ball unless we know we've got the players set up there. It's all about and the speed. It's just keeping the ball away from everybody. You keep the ball away, and that's what we did. And we were flawless, absolutely flawless. I don't want to sit here and brag. I mean, it's the same old story. We're playing super football. Sure, last week against the Crows, people were saying that, that's probably the end of the Collingwood Football Club. They're sitting there saying that the umpiring, have come back and said that, they made a mistake. But we played absolutely fantastic football, and all our critics have now sitting back and are saying, wow.
All right, so Tom comes up with a good point. Collingwood fans can't even answer a simple question, which is true. Let's go. Manny got caught red-handed again. You came up with phrases that, like my dog Shelby came up with. We played good football. You didn't even know what that word was, right? And then the final one was all out. Mate, you got no. I doubt that you even watched the game.
I watched the game.
All right, so tell me how far you were ahead at
quarter time,
and three-quarter time.
I enjoyed the game. I think, to be fair, the Gold Coast Suns, I think they played about maybe 10 minutes of football.
Yeah, what was the score at quarter time?
In that third quarter, we were up by about 40 points. Come on, let's not play better around the bush.
Fucking idea, have you? You got no idea. You're not even smart enough, right, for you to bloody look at your phone as soon as I ask you that question, you big banana.
We won by 80 points.
Yeah, I know. But that's it. That's all you know. That's all you know.
Hey, listen. I'm happy to see that Carlton's been doing
at quarter time, you're only up by about 20-odd points, right? That's the first thing. So you got no idea, right? You didn't watch the game. Admit it, Manny. You didn't watch the game. What you do is you come on like 3 minutes before the show.
It was all over by half time.
Results,
it was good night arena at half time.
You are a typical barracker. Useless, mate. You don't go to the game. You don't support your team. You don't know anything about your side.
We win by 80 points.
Let's move on.
We win by 80 points, and you're targeting me. You've got Quinn.
Collingwood is going to choke like these ones. We got a good point here, Wayne. Manny needs to go to school on the AFL game. Yeah, I think he should be too.
Thanks, Wayne.
Anyway, Manny, got to give it to you, Manny.
Because
the Pies are the best team in the comp. They are the best team in the comp at the moment, the Pies. So I've got to give it to you, Manny. So enjoy it where you can, but I've still got to.
I'm about to give it to you. Don't start.
You've got to give it
your game's about to come up, and let's talk about this one
here. Is it fair to say?
10, 14, 74 to 11, 12, 78. You were actually. The score was 10-14, 74 to 10-12, 72 with about 10 seconds to go, and then you shit the bed. So, what's your analysis on that game? Hey, Manny, we know you do have to go on all the serious notes, so when you got to go, just let us know.
I just want to hear what Mark has to say because
let's go for it, Marco. What's the analysis?
This is obviously going to keep you excited. I mean, Richmond only scored 7 goals, and it's like you're sitting there and you're thinking, "Oh, poor Quinn, your team only scored 7 goals." Poor Quinn sitting there saying, "Yeah, my team's doing shit at the moment," and then you back off. You back off. Yeah, I don't know.
I won't analyse the game too much, but so I actually went to the game. It was great to go and see it.
Just a few.
It was like a bit of a finals atmosphere. It was great to go watch the game live. We had medallion seats there at level 2 at the MCG. Fantastic seating. Like I was saying before, I think it's so heartbreaking when your team loses after the side. That's my reason. I thought that the game's over. It should be over, and that's it. But anyway, besides the point, the end of the day, we should have got the 4 points. We didn't get the 4 points. Again, great effort. We were three goals down in the last quarter. It was getting pretty wet out there and pretty miserable, and it was good effort for the young Bombers to just be consistent. We're consistent every week. We're gonna trouble some sides if we make the 8, and I'm pretty sure we still make the 8, but we're going to trouble some sides out there. So just be a bit mindful of who the teams are that's going to be competing.
You're still in the 8. You're still in the 8.
We're still in the 8. Yeah.
And I'd love to stay, but I don't want to sit here now and listen to Rocco brag about the Carlton Football Club and their great win and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Have a great evening, gentlemen.
Princess Park.
Princess Park. There you go. In Brunswick. Okay, gentlemen. Have a lovely evening. Thanks to all the viewers. I do have to go. Unfortunately, I have other commitments with another. But talk more about it next week. God bless. Take care. And don't forget, hot pies.
Good on you, Manny.
Au revoir.
See you, Manny.
Off.
Somebody's gone.
All right, now we can have a serious conversation because only a third of the brain is now mush. So at least we've got 2/3 here that are
It's going to be an intellectual conversation.
On a serious note, before I give it to you, because really, you are a bunch of drug cheats, but it is absolutely heartbreaking when you lose that after the siren. But on the opposite end, this is why I'm saying there should not be a draw. Right, because what Port felt is just it's next level, man. I'm telling you. I know you got your side, but the other side, that's why there should be a result. But anyway, you are going to lose this week, and you will be out of the finals, and we're only 2 points out by the end of this week.
So Carl, is that what you're saying? Carlton's 2 points if we lose out of the 8. Is that what you're saying?
So if you lose this week and we win, we'll only be 2 points behind you.
So you're still thinking that Carlton will make the finals? Or they've got a chance?
No, not really, but we'll be 2 points behind you.
Okay. We'll beat Adelaide this week, but anyway, that's towards the tips.
Nah, you're not going to beat Adelaide this week.
You just playing again.
We'll get to that later.
Boys. Every week my 3 votes. I have to do it. Zach Merritt gets 3 for me. Jay Caldwell
he's your only good player.
GWS is every week he's starting to get opportunities in the midfield. Such a good little player, and Phillips for some reason we haven't got Draper at the moment, so Phillips played a pretty good game in the ruck. Gets my 1 vote.
All right, I like it. At least you watch the game, unlike Manny. At least you actually know what's going on in the game.
And that was the first game. That was the first game we went to this year.
Is it? You're another loser.
It was, yeah. And I'm going again this weekend, Essendon Adelaide again. So I'm getting an addiction going again. But that was.
Are you going to Adelaide?
No, Essendon's playing.
We're playing. Are you playing here? Are you?
Marvel,
you said
So
you were going to an interstate game, aren't you?
Yeah, we normally do every year. We normally go to interstate, but this year didn't happen for some reason. But maybe next year we might give it a crack. So. But this week I'm going again, so I'm looking forward to it.
Aiden, sir. Parrish needs to go. What's going on there? Is that true?
Well, I mean, look, I'd love him to stay, but we've got so many. Like I was saying, the last couple of weeks without Parrish, Caldwell, Hobbs, Merritt. You've got some Martin. We've got some really young, good players that are coming through. So. If you've got those type of midfielders in your team, then sometimes the elite players, if they go, there's replacement. I feel we need a centre half back at the moment.
I've always said, man, no player's safe, man. If a player needs to go to make your side better, that's what you do. Yeah. Did you watch the game there, Queenie?
Yeah. No, I did watch the game. I got home and I think I started watching from maybe half time, so I missed the first half. But I did watch the back end of that game. And I'll tell you what, it was just, look, obviously, Mark, you hated the result, but it was a solid game of footy, I thought. It wasn't too bad at all. And all the excitement around it was unbelievable. But I thought Port were coming, and I thought they were home. And then when Essendon kicked 3 quick ones or 2 or 3 quick ones in the back half, I thought, oh, geez, they're genuine. They might
Yeah.
pinch this, but yeah, obviously
Yeah.
just unlucky not to hold on there. But no, it was a great game.
Yeah, it did feel like a little bit of a finals atmosphere as well, being at the game. It just felt like that pressure and so forth. It felt like a bit of a finals type game. So it was good to go and watch.
But don't get used to that kind of atmosphere.
No, you won't be. Wow,
You won't be getting used to it.
Touche.
And maybe Rock won't be getting used to it either.
But you know what? If you keep winning, I'm telling you, you're just one step closer to losing another final. Like it's really not that far off to lose another final. Man. How many days is it now? How many days is it?
Jeez, too many days, man. I can't even get out anymore, bro.
Rock, I'll tell you this, Rock. My youngest sister, she's in year 12 this year, turns 18 in a couple of months. Essendon haven't won a final since before she was born.
It's sad, isn't it? When you really come to think about it, how fast does it go, really, when you think about it? Like, it's a long time.
I still remember 95 grand final, man. Like it was yesterday.
2000 at Essendon, that's like 23 friggin' years ago, mate. Like, come on, Richmond have had their life. Their ways,
all right, let's get to this one here quickly. Hawthorn 1752, Carlton 1710, 112. I just want to say one thing, Marco. Your theory of if Curnow and Thing don't kick 8 goals, we can't win a game. Well, for the last 2 weeks, that hasn't been the case, mate.
That's right. That's what you need.
So we can win when they don't kick goals.
Yeah. And you needed those players around those Curnow and Mackay to kick goals. And that's what wins your games, mate. You can't rely on those two.
I know, but your thing was if they don't kick 8 goals, we can't win. That was your thing.
Yeah, that's how I was seeing Carlton at the moment. I was seeing him as if to say, mate, if these two guns can't kick goals, where the fuck is Carlton going to win? Well, what else did you have there? Like, so it was a good effort by Carlton. But obviously, you played Hawthorn. You played Hawthorn.
Well, unlike Manny, I actually watched the game and I actually go to the game. And unlike Manny, I actually kind of like look at it in a different way. And I actually kind of try to analyze it because of my shows and that. But look, there's definitely there's been a different directive for sure. The way we're moving the ball, we're moving it a bit more quicker now, where I'm spreading out a little bit more. And what I've been saying, I don't think the two-prong attack of the two big boys in the forward 50 works, right? What they need is that separation. And the last 2 weeks is exactly what they've been doing. Whenever Curnow goes up the ground, kicks it to Mackay or in that vicinity or vice versa, that's when we start looking strong, because then you got two big marking points, one from the center, one. It's almost that center half forward, full forward kind of like.
And you need your crummers as well, so off the pack.
And in the meantime, Well, in the meantime, what's happened too is Jack Martin, who's the most injury-prone person in the world, has played 2 good weeks. And he brings that point of difference. And Cunningham's come back as that medium, small forward who spent some time in the middle, and he's got a bit of class about him. So we've dropped a couple of the young kids, and we brought them in, and all of a sudden they're finding space, they're opening up. So I don't know how long this is going to last. And again, the pressure from, let's be serious, the pressure from Hawthorn and Gold Coast isn't at a top level. So that'll be seen when we play Port, when we play Collingwood, when we play these sort of things. That's when we know where we're at. But at the moment, what can I say, mate? What can I say? Oh, here we go. Everyone's jumping on board. Voss is a genius. He's trying. All of a sudden, Voss is a genius. I'm loving it. Let's face it. I'm not convinced, Rocco. I'm not sure if we can beat Freo. And that's very true. This is the next big test, So Freo's the test for us. We're going interstate. We're playing Freo. If they can beat Freo, I don't know.
There is an Nostradamus whisper, though. Adam Sard might be coming back to Essendon.
Nah, I doubt it.
Yeah, that's a whisper. And Orazio Fantasia might even be coming back to Essendon.
No, I don't think he can. First of all, he's signed for another, he's still got another 2 years or something. And
There's
I
a
don't
whisper,
think,
though. There's a little bit of a whisper.
whisper, you're getting a whisper out of your ass there. That's a load of fucking being a West Coast. And that's true. The last 3 games, we've only beaten bottom sides.
Yeah.
And that's all
It'll
true.
be a test this week.
You can only do what you can do in front of, with the teams that are in front of you. And we're going to do. And listen, I still believe it's a tough ask to make the finals. But I've said this, when there's hope, at least it gives a little bit of more merit to each game that you play, you know?
That's right, mate. I'm always a firm believer. If there's an opportunity, statistics will tell you if you can make the 8 every week, like you're saying, Rock, you go, you support your team. And if you win, and if the other team loses, then you go, all right, well, next week, if we win again and they lose, or that's the beauty about it, isn't it? So every week is got to be, otherwise you might as well give up the season halfway. And that's it.
No, of course. There's always a bit of hope, especially for the young kids, you know what I mean? So that's good.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Hey, Rock, all right, listen, we've talked enough shit. I think it's been so far very, very good. I'm telling you, the intellectual conversation has risen tenfold in the last 4 or 5 minutes for some reason. I can't pinpoint it. I can't work out what's going on.
Where's Manny? We need him back.
Something that's changed, mate. There's something that's changed.
No Collingwood supporter, that'll do it.
Oh, mate, they bring back, you know, every time I speak to Manny or a Collingwood supporter, I'm seriously more dumber than when I first started the conversation. It's just a natural thing.
Speaking of Collingwood supporters and making everybody dumber, I've noticed an absence of one particular Collingwood supporter that's always in the comment section tonight. Where is no regret?
Yeah, no regrets is not there. That is a bit of a, we've got to work out. And look, admittedly, no regrets jumps on always. So there must be something happening. But we do miss his comments.
Yeah, no, we do. We love it. He shits on all of us a fair bit, but we do love it.
No, we love it. Well, that's what we're all about. All right, let's get into this one here. All right. So now this is your gig, mate. You've got all the games there. I've got Manny's tips here too. So let's do this.
Let's get it cracking. All right, we start again on the Thursday night. Richmond at the G take on the Sydney Swans.
This is a interesting game, mate. Interesting game.
Well, must-win game for both teams. Richmond haven't beaten Sydney since 2020, and this could potentially be Buddy's last game at the MCG as well. Yeah. So,
correct.
Plenty happening in this game. And as always, I'll be tipping my boys to get the job done.
Of course.
Yeah, there was a few games this week that I was going to use as my flip of the coin for some reason, but I'm going to go with this game between Richmond and Sydney as my flip of the coin. Let's have a go here. So we've got heads.
Go the Tigers!
So that's Richmond for me.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go the Tigers too, mate. I reckon they can do it this week. I think that game there against Brisbane was... I don't think you're an 80-point worse team than Brisbane. So I think you play a lot better at the. I think does Martin come back maybe, or was he back last week or?
Nah, Dusty missed late last week because he had the flu. And yes. Prestia and Martin are both back in this week. So
what about Lynch?
No, I'll be surprised if Lynch plays before round 24. I don't think he'll play. Yeah, okay. But.
And Manny went for Richmond too.
Oh, good on him. Yeah. Good on him.
All right, next one is the fucking filth by the looks of it.
And I'm going to be at this game as well. Marvel Stadium. Bulldogs take on the Pies. Friday night footy. Might not be popular, but I'm going the Dogs. Pies are without.
I'm going the Dogs too. Fuck.
Go the Doggies. They're missing. They're missing Myercheck, who's really their only key forward, and they're missing. They're missing Braden Manning off the half back. 2 massive outs for Collingwood. And Bulldogs are playing good brand of footy at the moment at Marvel Stadium as well, their home deck. I don't know. I've got a sneaky suspicion they might just crawl over the line.
I reckon too.
Yeah. I think Collingwood was due for a loss, and the Bulldogs beat Collingwood last year by about 30, 35 points or 40 points. So I'm going to go the Bulldogs as well.
I like it. Stuff you, Manny. Jam that up your ass.
All right, we move on.
He's going to give it to us if they win, mate. I'm telling you.
He will. He does anyway, so you may as well let him have it while you're going through.
We'll all just duck underneath the camera when he starts talking.
100%.
You know what
We
he's
move
going to
on,
do? He's
though.
going to study the game this week because he doesn't want to get found out again. All right, next game.
He will. Well, we move on. It's Saturday afternoon. Brisbane have got another bye somehow. They've got the West Coast Eagles at the Gabba Sunday afternoon, and this is a no-brainer, you'd imagine.
Yeah, Brisbane.
Yeah.
All righty. Next one, Giant Stadium. GWS take on Hawthorn. Giant Stadium.
Oh,
I'm going the Giants. I think they play good footy at home.
Yeah, GWS for me as well. The Giants should win.
yeah, everyone's going GWS there, yeah.
Where do you reckon, Archie, when it comes to hello? Archie? No? So I'm just calling me dog, sorry.
Doesn't want to. I hope it's your dog.
Yeah.
All righty. Saturday night. This would have been one my flip of the coins if I had it as well, Mark. St Kilda take on Melbourne at Marvel Stadium. And I'm going to let you guys give your picks first because I'm still trying to weigh up who I think will win this one.
Yeah,
for some reason, I'm going for Melbourne.
Yeah.
You're going for Melbourne? Yeah, I'm
going for Melbourne. Yeah, I think just.
Actually, this is a tough game. I'm just going to go Melbourne, but Saints aren't traveling that well. But Melbourne, they can't even kick a goal, and they lost one of their forwards again, Finch or what's his name?
Nelly Fritsch.
Finch.
Yeah, Fritsch, he's gone too. So what do you reckon, Quinny?
Look, I'll be a point of difference at Marvel Stadium. I'll give the Saints the tip this week, but I got no idea.
Fair enough.
I've really got no idea.
Fair enough. Next one.
Alrighty. Adelaide Oval, Saturday night. Port take on the Gold Coast Suns. And I think Gold Coast's downfall continues this week.
Yeah.
Port win this.
Port, what's that, 13
I
wins in a
agree.
row? Jeez,
I agree.
that's a lot. Port, yeah.
Port win this one. Alrighty, so we move on to the Sunday Arvo. Another no-brainer type of game. Geelong take on North Melbourne down at GMHBA.
Yeah, the Cats. Wouldn't surprise me if North give them a bit of a run, but I think Geelong I reckon just.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, Mark, you've gone. Sorry, Rock.
No, everyone's gone Geelong. Everyone's gone Geelong.
Yeah.
We just got a question here. Where's the superstar? Don't tell me he's going to get a new set of teeth. Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows what he's doing?
All right.
And no, I'm not going to Perth this week. I've already been to 2 interstate games. I reckon I'm the one who's been causing them the grief, so I won't be going to Perth this week. Next one.
All righty. Mark, your boys, Bombers, Sunday afternoon, take on the Crows. You said you're going to be there, Mark. Who's winning this game?
I'm going to be there. Hats on. We'll probably get the job done this week. I reckon after that loss, after the sign, I reckon we're going to get out there by 35 points. We just need Peter Wright to kick a couple of goals, 3 goals, and I think we'll get the job done this week. We have to, and cement our side in the top 8.
Beautiful.
I'm going. Sorry, mate. Adelaide's too good, mate. I think what's going to happen is the 2 Adelaide sides, 1 week after the other, is going to tear you a new asshole again, unfortunately. So we've got a bit of support in the Crows. So what do you reckon, Quinn?
And yeah, look, another game I've got no idea. But I didn't mind Essendon on the weekend, so I'm gonna go the Bombers this week. But again, it could have gone either way.
All right.
Go on, ya, Quinny.
And the last one, game of the week, They've given us the graveyard shift, 4:40 on a fucking Sunday night.
Oh,
What's going on? You
geez.
know I'm going to go Blues because we're going all the way to the top, mate.
Well, for those that don't know, the Blues are taking on Fremantle at Optus Stadium as well for some context into that one there. But yeah, Rock, no surprise you're going the Blues. Mark, who have you got?
So where they're playing at Freo or at Marvel?
Yeah,
Nah,
back
Freo.
up there, mate.
Back at
Freo.
okay, yeah. Well, this was going to be my flip. I think Freo will beat Carlton by about 8 goals this week.
Wow. I've
Jeez.
actually written that down. I've actually screenshotted that last statement there because we'll be
That's
playing
okay.
that next week.
About 8 goals, I reckon. Freo, they'll give you a run out there. It'll be dry weather, nice and sunny.
What about you, Quinny?
Yeah, another one, tough one to pick. I reckon you were right what you said before, Rock. This is a big test for the Blues because they've had a couple of easier wins. This is the big test going over to WA and beating Freo. I'm just going to go home ground advantage and give Freo this one. I'm torn.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And Manny's gone Freo too. So, yeah. So, listen, Blues will win this easily. I've picked them by 8 points, and that's easy for us because I picked Freo. And if you watch them play last week, they're fucking shit house, man. They just lost 5-2. They got no 5. They're done. They're done. We're coming, mate. We're coming. All I want to do is come after you, Mark. That's all I want to do. One step. We've come after Richmond. We've taken over them. We're going to take over you, and then we're going to finish off with Collingwood. So,
wait and see, mate.
all right. What a week it's been. This has been a good show. Good show. So, just remember, everyone, thanks for joining us. Go down to Snits. We got the big interview straight after this. It is Brad Fisher, 99 games for Carlton. And apparently his son can play footy. So let's hope he's not a number 1 draft pick because we're going to pay the price for it. But we got the Brad Fisher. So everyone get on. It's a great interview, Brad. We go to his home and we have a great talk with him. So everyone join that. Thanks, Quinny. Thanks, Mark.
No worries,
Thanks,
mate. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Manny, where you are.
Nah, stuff him and his shit team. All right, everyone, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Go Blues.